Hello everyone, Ben Woodhead here, head of the wood. So Brexit never happened. I kind of told everyone that Brexit wouldn't happen. No one believed me. So the space lizards have had their way again, by any means necessary. You know, British lives matter and all that. So what I thought I'd do, given that we're going to have a continuation of the persistent influx of immigration, which is fine, I celebrate our melting pot of multiculturality. Don't know if that's a word, but diversity, that's the word I'm after, and not that shit dancing band, which frankly is just embarrassing. So what I thought I'd do is go through some of our road signs that the unsuspecting, uneducated immigrant, it's not racist, they are uneducated in our road signs and the highway code. Excuse me. That's not their fault. I would be uneducated and naive in another country, but I don't seek to be in one. So what I'm doing here is it's a public service. It's a public service, you know. So I hope this helps the influx of people coming in, you know, and fingers crossed, even you British people will get something out of this, because it's important information. You know, safety exists for a reason. Let's not forget. Yeah? Serious stuff. So we're going to get into this now. I'm going to pick a selection of British road signs. I mean, this is white knuckle shit. This is wow. You know, I can see you're already on the edge of your seats. And just go through, well, the insanity of them, really, and hopefully, as we emerge out the other side, we'll all be a little bit more clued up. So yeah, let's get into it. Right, now, in typical British fashion, our road signs tend to be divided up into two sections. One of them is commands, because we're very authoritarian and pretty much like telling everybody in the world what to do, including ourselves. Those signs are circles, a bit ironic, and the others are hazards, which are in triangles. If you see a triangular sign, it means there is a potential hazard approaching. So I've picked a mixture of the two, just to give you a sort of plethora of instruction. And we're going to kick it off with a hazard. Behold, slippy wheels. These aren't a joke, by the way. This is actually happening all day, every day on our roads. So this isn't a joke. This is a real road sign. Right, so if you're unfortunate enough to travel on this particular section of road, your vehicle will undoubtedly experience such a lack of traction that its wheels will clearly, demonstrably defy the very laws of physics, to such an extent that the wheels themselves will inherently forget which one they're supposed to behave as by natural default, and potentially come off. Yeah. Wow. So if you see this as you drive through Britain, basically be prepared to be fucked. And that's just one sign. It's just one sign. Okay, let's move on. Let's get through these. get through these together. We're in this together. Well, you know, we're not. But, yeah, you know what I mean. Right, you'll probably hear some rumbling in the background, which is my dog, Coco, snoring and just sort of grumbling. She tends to do that. You know, she's a bit of a cantankerous old girl now, much like many of us. You know, at the end of the day, she's British, so she would be, I guess. Now, speaking of age, we move on to our next sign. This is also a hazard. Yeah, so please note, old people are a hazard on British roads, and they fucking are. They really are. I haven't got a clue what they're doing, or do they have too much of a clue and don't give a shit anymore? They just don't give a fuck. I don't know. But either way, when you see this sign, which clearly depicts an elderly heterosexual, got to be proper, don't want any of that monkey business, heterosexual couple, the man being groped clearly by the woman, who's probably held him down for upwards of 50 years now. In this area, if you see this sign, there'll be a lot of them about. I'm not sure they'll all be in the same posture. I'm not sure the sexual assault will be going on. It might be, but it's definitely a hazard. So, hunchbacked couples dowsing for water. Now, they've clearly devolved into said physical state through sheer endeavour and a lack of will to carry on. You know, and I don't blame them. Frankly, before this sign was erected, this was probably a field or maybe even their home, which got bulldozed to make way for a road. When I was younger, my father brought out a map from his childhood, and most of the roads were labelled as mule tracks. Again, that's not even a joke. So yeah, bear that in mind when you approach a concentration of elderly people. They are a hazard. Some of them don't intend to be. Others of them fully intend to be. And when I get there, I fully intend to be as well. I'm going to make it as difficult for you young twats as possible. Believe that. So just be wary. For once Britain got this right, they are a fucking hazard. Serious fucking hazard. So yeah, ease back on the accelerator, despite the prolific temptation to not. Okay, right, let's move on. Right, no one has any fucking idea what this sign means, frankly. I'm yet to meet one person who does. I don't know it, and I drive for a living, which is a scary reality. What does it mean? All I can do is pop my tinfoil hat on, not like me, and go through a process of deduction. I think it's a clandestine branch of the Knights Templar are operating in this region, hence the skewed cross. So, like, if you have any relics or treasure, or contraband in your car, declare it, or it will be stripped from your possession should one labour into such a zone. And if you don't declare it, will anyway, because they'll have what they want. So many of these are displayed on our roads, and I think it's almost as if the road to Damascus never ended when we went through it. We turned round like a roundabout, or an island roundabout, and came back again. dragged all the shit with us. Again, it's not racist. It's not racist. It's not racist. So yeah, if you see this sign, lock the doors. Lock the doors. There could be a crusader about to catch up with you on a horse and make you wind your window down and pillage you of every single goods that you have. So, other than that, I've no idea what that means. Not a clue. Please write in. You know, I'm not sure where you're going to send it, but do make me feel good. Feel better about myself. Right. So let's move on to. Oh, please note that's a circle. That's a circle. So it's a command. You are commanded to hand over all of your worldly goods to medieval knights in this zone. It's not a hazard. It's not a hazard. It's a command. So, important distinction there. Okay, let's move on. Right, another hazard here. Double humps. So, this stretch of mobility tarmacked potential has been so badly maintained that one will experience extreme suspension tension. The road surface has negligently been left to nature, presumably because the deficit for the council budget has been breached, and there's no more wonga to fund its repair. All they seem to do is repair the roads that are already perfect, and the ones that shag your wheel are just left to nature, left to their own devices. And this depicts a section of road that is thus. So it'll be like Herbie. Don't know if any of you have seen that. Probably not, showing my age there. Yeah, it's like a buckaroo. You're fucked. You're going to be banging your head on the ceiling. Your suspension cost you a couple of grand. And you've entered into it of thine own free will. Freemasonic Code 101, 33rd degree. You've been told, so it's your own fucking fault. Yeah, like most of these signs are. So, any user that dares to venture onto this section of road, not that you have a choice, by the way, because otherwise you can't get where you need to go, it just tells you you're fucked. So go at your own peril. Wonderful. What a choice. So it's either get where I need to go or don't. And if I get where I need to go, my car's fucked and it's going to cost me a hell of a lot of money, but at least I got there. And moreover, I've got to come back. I'm going to come back along it, one wheel hanging off. The family like battered and bruised. So, that's just another example of a very simple hazard, but at least we've been told. Next time I go to war, I'll watch videos about being shot, just to prepare myself, just to ready myself. I think we all should, and I will be going to war because I'm British, and everybody hates us, which is great. So, on to the next one. Let's move through. Let's move through these. Right, again, triangular hazard. It's not a command, it's a hazard. These are essentially twats who like to use Britain's roads for their own leisure. Now, as we know with coronavirus and lockdown, leisure has been sterilised. One isn't allowed enjoyment. But ironically, there is a greater concentration of mushroom-headed, helmet-wearing twats than normal. So, basically, when you see the sign, these folk are dissatisfied with the abundance of countryside that's available to them. They seek to congregate here in larger numbers, and now that they have a sign in their stead, they'll seek to swarm the area and usurp natural selection, almost like they're hell-bent on revolution, to the detriment of the innocent motorist. Now, temptation is with these fucks to clip them with your wing mirror as you fly past at the highest speed possible. It's tempting. It is so tempting. I know it is. Just don't. If you're going to go to prison for something righteous, something that changed the world. Don't go to prison by flying by some cunt on a bike and hitting him with your wing mirror just because you're pissed off with the abundance of them, which you will be in this zone. Hence the sign. It's a hazard. Alright? So, I mean, again, Britain's been very good to us here. You know, clearly the powers that be are warning us against twats. I know they're twats, but they're warning us against further twatification by saying, you know, if you travel on this section of road, you're going to be extremely tempted to clip one of them. And believe me, it is tempting, especially when they cycle like 2, 3, 4, sometimes even 5 abreast across the road, because they think the law's on their side, and therefore you won't kill them. Well, the law is on your side, and I won't kill you. However, I wouldn't be averse to, you know, sort of nudging the back wheel with the bumper, causing a bit of rubber friction, and maybe causing slippy wheels, a la sign 1. You know, it's kind of, I think it's a double-edged sword, this sign, because if you're a cyclist and you have this sign in front of you, you think you're safe. And you should be. But I also think it's a bit of a come-on, to be honest. It's a bit like, right, we're aware they're here. We know they're going to be hanging about here, so... and they know that we know, and we know that they know. So it's a bit of... I don't know, it's a bit like no man's land in the Somme. It's like, you fucking want a bit. Yeah. There's a hazard sign. I've been told you're a hazard. You've been told you're a hazard. Let's have some hazardification. Again, should be a word. So, yeah, don't clip him. Don't go to jail for that. Go to jail for, you know, shooting an Illuminati person like Hillary Clinton in the face. Go to jail for that. Not for clipping a cyclist with a wing mirror at 70 miles an hour, despite the massive temptation. So yeah, should be a hazard. And is. Well done, Britain. Well done.